Hi, my beautiful friends. Welcome to my channel, Tropical Empress in Spirit. My name is Amanda. Hello, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing all right today. I wanted to come on here and make this video. Spirit has been pushing me to make this video. The last few mornings, as soon as I open my eyes, I have a song in my head, and I know the song well. It has personal meaning to me. Um, and I haven't heard the song in a long time. But it's about, someone having their heart broken. And I feel like what Spirit is trying to tell me and show me is that a couple of y'all, maybe more, are going through that heartbreak right now. That you feel like you can't move on. You're trapped in your emotions and that hurt, like wishing that this person would, you know, come back to you or mend your broken heart. Or I also feel like for someone, this is like a one-sided relationship, and the cards have shown me that. Because when I had this song pop in my head the last few mornings, and the song is called Have You Ever by the singer Brandy. I had asked, Spirit, what are you, asking me, here? What are you trying to tell me? Because there's personal significance of it for me. Back when I was in my late teens. So it's possible that this song could be just my ex from all those years ago just suddenly thinking about me. But I don't feel like that's what this is. I feel like this is something that's related to someone out there who watches me or who will come across this video that needs to hear this. And so when I went through the first couple days, I couldn't do really anything because I was just tired. And I also had plans on going to a concert Saturday. And so I couldn't do it then. And come Sunday, I was just drained from the concert. And Monday, I was still drained. Just no energy, just trying to, recover from the concert, which can take a lot out of me as an empath, but also just the heat. Being out there in that heat, it was hot. It was miserable hot. And even when the sun went down, it was still hot. I was still sweating. But the concert, it was a great concert. I enjoyed it very much. In case you're curious, I went and saw the Def Leppard, Journey, and Dave Matthews Band concert. All three of them were playing together. And it was a great concert. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's why I couldn't make this sooner. But the last few days, as I said, I've been getting those songs, and usually it's downloads for me to take a deeper dive to look at it, and ask Spirit, why are you giving me these songs? Like, what's the message here? What are you trying to tell me? So I decided I'd go through and pull out a few cards to see what Spirit was trying to tell me. But first, I wanted to go over this song with you. I'm going to give you like a few lines just to make you understand why I was guided to make this video and why I feel like I'm picking up on someone's energy out there who's going through a heartache right now. And so I think Spirit also wants me to share with you my personal story about this, pertaining to this song, and, my feelings with it and how I got through it all. So, again, the song is called Have You Ever by the singer Brandy. And the lyrics, it starts out, it says, have you ever loved somebody so much it makes you cry? Have you ever needed something so bad you can't sleep at night? Have you ever tried to find the words, but they don't come out right? Have you ever? Have you ever? And the first verse goes, have you ever been in love? Been in love so bad, you do anything to make them understand. Have you ever had someone steal your heart away? You give anything to make them feel the same. So, like I said, this song has great significance to me. But before I share this with you, I'm going to show you the cards that I drew that Spirit was trying to show me and tell me, so you can get a better idea why I'm being guided to share this with you. And I might post some cards at the end for more clarification or advice or something. We'll see what Spirit wants me to do here. But the first card I got is the Eight of Swords. And I'm going to put it right here. The Eight of Swords is a card of being in your head, being locked in your own negative thoughts. It's even the card of restricting yourself just by your mere thoughts, like seeing one thing, but it being something completely different. But it's more so, to me, what I'm picking up from this right now is it's your negative thoughts, that you're getting wrapped up in your head over your heartbreak, over whether this is, someone you are, were with, and maybe y'all just recently broke up, or having a break or a separation of some kind, or this is someone that you are crazy in love with, but unfortunately that person doesn't feel the same about you. So this is the first card I got, and I wanted to know what it pertained to. And the card that came out, I pulled this from one of my oracle cards, shows me it's the mirror card, which really is like the card of being love bombed. It could be a narcissist card, but a one-sided love. And that's what I'm getting from this too. For someone out there, this is one-sided. Like, you're in love with someone, but that person doesn't feel the same for you. And you're going through that heartache of not being able to make them understand that you're in love with them, and confused, like, why don't they feel the same way about me? And so I also went through and pulled another card, which is the Five of Cups, which the Five of Cups is more so about loss and regret, where, you're more focused on what you've lost. You're like in that grieving process, and then you're going over your regrets and ignoring the one cup that's still left right there next to you that you're walking away from, not realizing there's still an opportunity ahead of you if you just like turn around and look at that one cup. So that was the next card that came out of the tarot. And the other tarot card I pulled out before I show you the other oracle card is the Five of Wands. And this is more of a card of having like conflict. It's arguments. It could be misunderstandings or conflicts with others. So I feel like, yeah, there is like conflict and misunderstanding with this person, but I also even feel like it's even some conflict within yourself of trying to come to terms with that this relationship isn't going to happen, or it's over, or you're not going to make this person feel this way about you that you want them to feel about you as you feel for them. And the other oracle card I got from it is karmic relationships. So I feel like this is more of a karmic, whether it's just because of you having to go through this, it's gonna trigger something in you, or to teach you something. And I think what Spirit's trying to show me is it's trying to teach you to stop wrapping yourself up with putting your love into someone else who's not going to fill your cup too. And I also feel like that you're also going through and trying to find what you're missing in yourself in someone else. And Spirit is telling me to tell you, you need to focus on yourself. Focus on your worth. Because I feel like you're lacking that worth and that value of not realizing how wonderful of a person you are. And that the right person will fall in love with you and give you the same kind of love that you're seeking and you're trying to find in someone else that you're lacking to fill that need. Because the other thing I get is clinging. So this was the other oracle card I pulled out of one of my other decks, and it says holding on, obsessing, and spying. And I think you have been obsessing, and that's causing you to hold on instead of, you're holding on like this Five of Cups and focusing on the cups in front of you instead of focusing on the one that you still have, the opportunity that can come if you just turn around and look around you. Or in this case, as I feel like, take a look at yourself and figure out what you are missing in yourself. What can you do better? This person, this love that you have for this person, that either they don't have it for you anymore or they never did. That it's time to let them go. And move on, move forward. And I know it's hard. Trust me, I get that. I have been in those shoes many times. I've had my heart broken a few times in my life. And one of those times I'll share with you two stories. Because this is what Spirit was directing me and guiding me to do. I was 15 years old. And I met a guy over the phone. Like, this guy just out of the blue one day rings up my personal phone, which was my own phone line. Like, it wasn't, like the house line. It was mine. And it only rang in my bedroom. And this guy calls asking for some girl. It's like, you got the wrong number, guy. I don't know who you are, but nope, that person is not at this number. And then he started talking to me. He's like, oh, you got a sexy voice. I like your voice. I'm 15 years old. I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. And I guess you can say I was still a little impressionable back then. And so I wanted to know, what this guy's aim was. Like, who are you? And even though he was calling asking for someone else, okay, you got my curiosity. What's your name? Where do you live? And we hit it off and found out he was 4 years older than me, so he was 19. And I wasn't sure how my parents would feel about that, so I talked to my mom, and she was okay with it, and she said, yeah, I mean, he's 4 years older, but that's okay. They didn't have a problem with it. So I found out that his sister was in one of my classes. So it's like, okay, well, obviously you've seen me around, or your sister obviously knows me. Okay, there's some kind of connection here. So I didn't feel like as fearful as I, probably would have if it was just some random guy that had no direct connection to me nowhere in my life. So we got together and, started dating, and he was my first love. I was crazy, head over heels in love with this guy. And I thought he felt the same. And I believe at one point in time he did. Because he went out of his way to show me he had those strong feelings for me. I remember I went home to California for Christmas to spend Christmas with my dad's side of the family one year. And he gave me a gift before I left. And it was a gold rope bracelet. And he said he had another gift for me, but he said I couldn't get it until I came back. I had to come back, is what he told me, to get my gift. You know, it was like, okay, well, I mean, I'm coming back for you, but okay, gift too? Okay, whatever. So I knew I was coming back. I think, he and my mama were both afraid that I'd want to stay in California to be with most of my family who lived there instead of coming back and being with my mom and my stepfather and my baby brother. So, but I assured him I'd be back. And I did. I came back and he gave me a diamond tennis bracelet. I'm 15 years old. I'm like, what? A diamond tennis bracelet? I mean, I was shocked, and I remember my mama teasing me. She's like, "You want to trade bracelets? I like your bracelet better than mine." I'm like, "Okay, mama, you're crazy, or whatever." But so what I'm saying is, his actions, the things he did for me, showed me he was crazy in love with me too. But his family was not for our relationship, or more specifically, his sister was not. She didn't like me. She didn't agree with us being together and so on. So, well, as time went on, we were together almost a year, and she tried to befriend me. And me, being young and naive still, I thought, she generally wanted a friendship with me. Like, she finally, like, came to the realization she was wrong about me or something like that. And so we got together, and she wanted to go to a bowling alley. So, because that's something I do. I've been bowling since I was in diapers, as my parents always told me. So we went to the bowling alley, bowled, hanging out. And there was a guy sitting behind us watching us. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what that guy's doing there, but I'm pointing out to my boyfriend's sister about this guy. Well, I think this guy was interested in my boyfriend's sister. So they start talking. I'm like, okay, I stayed out of it, do your thing, whatever. Well, she comes and tells me that she likes him. She wants to give him her number, but she can't because her parents are strict, especially her being the girl and her age, that, they were very strict and religious, so they wouldn't accept a guy calling the house asking for her. So I decided, well, I'll be, the middle person. I'll give you a solution. I got a pager. And I said, so if he wants to call you, he can page me, and then I can call you from my phone line on three-way, and I'll be the one that calls you and asks for you instead of him out calling and asking for you, so y'all can get on the phone and talk, okay? I thought I was being helpful, right? Well, yeah, her brother, my boyfriend at the time, did not like that. And he pretty much wouldn't give me a reason other than I should have never given another guy my number. Didn't allow me to explain why I did it. And of course, his sister wasn't going to tell him either. He just thought it was wrong. Like I was going to cheat on him. So he broke up with me, broke my heart. And man, was it a heartbreak. Like over a year. It took me a year and a half to get over him before I would even be willing to go out with someone else. He broke my heart, and it was deep. But I had to go through that, and I had to be alone through that year and a half and not go looking for someone else. Instead I had to focus on me. My mother was sick, she was terminally ill. So I was caring for her too, and I was working, and there were other things that were keeping me busy, but I spent that time addressing, where it went wrong, where, maybe I should have thought about, doing that. I should have talked to him first to make him understand. There were so many things that I had to assess about what I needed to learn from it. But I also had to learn, more about myself and invest more time in myself. And, so I went through that heartbreak, I would journal, and most times though I would write poems. Poems was my outlet to get my pain out, all those emotions, those feelings, that I had in order for me to find my way forward so I could move on and start seeing, find someone new, instead of just allowing myself to be crushed and only think about him because he wasn't going to come back. And no matter how much I wanted him back and felt like I was robbed in a sense, he wasn't going to come back. So I had to accept that and move on. So I had to find other things to keep me busy to where I wasn't solely thinking about him and, my heart breaking and missing him. Yeah, I would still cry late at night, but most times I kept myself busy or I wrote poems or just journaled, and I would have to listen to a lot of sad music too to help me through it, to get all those emotions out too. That was also healing for me. So, um, now, where this song that I had mentioned that I gave you the few verses from comes from when I was 17, 18 years old. Um, I just got out of a relationship. My ex-boyfriend had cheated on me, and apparently I've been going on for a little while, and I didn't get news of it until I just had a feeling one day that something was up. It just so happened to be Valentine's Day, and I wanted to see him, but he said he had to work, but something told me he was lying to me. Just, to give you a brief summary of that. So when I found out he cheated on me, I had to go through that period again. Was I hurt? Yes. Heartbroken to the point like I was with my first love? No. But I still need that time to get through it, and to be alone. And so I started playing cards online. This is when like, there was only dial up. It was like AOL. And so I would play spades and hearts online where you could play with other people around, the world. And this one guy had, messaged me, wanted to talk to me just as friends. Okay, sure. I'll talk to you, because we end up playing together a lot. We end up teaming up. So that's how that came about. And so he wanted to meet me. And I found out he only lived about an hour away from me. And so, though I wasn't looking for a relationship, it's like, well, we're just friends. I'm not, and I let him know that, this is just friends. I'm not looking for anything. I just got out of a relationship that I'm still healing from. So he's like, okay, that's fine. So he's like, I just want to meet you. Okay. So he came by my house and, we hung out and talked and, and he was just drawn to me. In fact, he had told me, because I did send him a picture of myself before he came to meet me. And he told me, he was like, out of everyone I've ever talked to, you're the only one who actually sent me a real picture of yourself. And he was telling me just, how beautiful I am and this and that. And I thanked him and everything, but we're just friends. Like I'm not looking for a relationship. Well, after we had started talking for about, I don't know, a month or two, after we had actually officially met in person, it started going into a romantic involvement, and I I liked him. He was a great guy, and I understood that, he liked me a lot too, but I wasn't ready to open my heart yet. I was still healing. My heart was just shut off from opening up, that kind of love to anyone at that point. And I let him know that too. It's like, my heart, I'm just not ready to give my all, open my heart like that. Just I can't force it open, you know. And he said he understood and that he would be patient, you know, and wait, you know, that, you know, we can take it slow and this and that. And at times it was a little slow, but then there was times where it picked up speed. Like I know for Valentine's Day, he bought me a beautiful card and also bought me a little ring. It was a gold ring and it had like two heart-shaped diamonds in them, but they were CZs. They weren't real. And they kind of like crossed into each other. And that meant a lot to me. And, but because I still wasn't looking for a relationship just yet, you know, and I was trying to slowly go into this so I didn't get hurt again either. And I had so much going on with my mom. She was very sick. She was on auction 24/7 because she had emphysema. Um, it didn't even occur to me to get him a little gift for Valentine's Day, and I felt terrible about that. Um, but as a little more time went on, my heart was starting to open up a little bit to him, but I had not told him that yet. And and then one day, just out of the blue, my heart was open, ready, like I had fallen for him. And it swept me off my feet. I was not expecting to fall in love with him, but I did. And would you believe the day I knew I had officially fallen for him, that my heart had truly opened up to him completely, is the day we broke up. He broke up with me. And, you know, there was a lot of reasons behind it. You know, not, you know, was I the best girlfriend? No, but, you know, at the same time, I wasn't trying to be a girlfriend per se, knowing I was still healing. And I mean, I had some anger too. I was doing my own anger because of my mom being sick and having all that stress and that responsibility hanging over me, that I'm, you know, 17 years old and I've taken on the responsibility of a grown adult, you know, working 60 plus hours a week to help pay bills, to help take care of my mom and help, you know, also provide for the family, because my stepfather was the one that was working and he wasn't making enough to support all of us. So, you know, there was all of that going on. So I ended up getting my heart broken in the process when all he wanted was my heart and I wouldn't give it to him. And I couldn't force it open, even though I told him I wasn't ready. You know, I think he was still wanting me to be ready. And because I wasn't ready when he wanted, it caused a lot of damage. And in the process, he got what he wanted in the end, but for him, it was too late. He was done, you know, and it hurt me. And I knew how deeply he felt for me because he's the first person, a living person, that I had a telepathic connection with, that I picked up on his thoughts one day. I mean, and I'm saying this is when I first initially realized that I'm a telepath, that I can, you know, I have a telepathic connection or communication with people in the, you know, that are living, not the dead, the people that are alive, you know. He was the first. And through that communication, I learned just how deeply he loved me. I mean, it was so serious that he was considering, you know, us, you know, looking at our future, like, would it be like, you know, for us to be married and have kids? I mean, that's how serious he was for me at one point. And we were together almost a year or two after, you know, dating and kind of slowly moving into that serious relationship. But even when I was ready to start that serious relationship, I still had not fallen for him until right at the end, pretty much the last day of our relationship. and I was crushed. Crushed. My heart just broken in a million pieces, just like it was with my first love. Yeah, I was devastated. And that song, Have You Ever by Brandy, is that song to that relationship, to that ending. And, and I sat there and I thought about, it's like, I even got mad at myself. It's like, I'm cursing at myself like, damn it, Amanda, why didn't you just open your heart to him sooner? Why did you resist it? I'm beating myself up, but at the same time, I can't make my heart feel something it won't or it wasn't ready to feel. And, my fault in it too was I should have just told him that it needed to stay purely as a friendship until I was sure and completely ready. And that was my fault. So, and because I didn't, I ended up breaking my own heart in the end. So, I had to learn through that to not get involved in any type of relationship like that where it's one-sided, where one person has stronger feelings than the other until that person, not to say that, you can't, one person can't be in love with you and you have, you may have love for them, but you haven't like fallen deeply in love with them yet. I'm not saying that can't work, and I'm not saying those feelings can't evolve, because they can and they can grow. But when like your heart is just resisting, it's just fighting to open up, like, or it won't feel, or there's no chemistry there. What I had to learn is it can't be forced. It's going to happen in its own time, or it's not going to happen at all. And so, and I feel like for someone out there watching me right now, in fact, I heard earlier that someone out there was wondering if I picked up on the energy of this. The answer is yes. So that's why I'm making this video. Yes, I did pick up on it, and I felt it the last few days. I know your heart's hurting, and for that, I'm truly sorry. But what I want you to know is okay, if this is a relationship where you both were involved, and now you're not together anymore, and now your heart's hurting, and you're wanting them back, and just wishing that they would come back to you. I'm not going to say that's not possible. I'm not going to tell you that it's not possible that person can't come back to you and want to, give it another shot. There's always that possibility. But in the meantime, my advice to you is take it one day at a time. Be easy on yourself and give yourself that love, that self-love to heal that pain. But don't focus on trying to make them come back to you. Instead, focus on yourself, healing your heart, and putting all your energy into something else to keep you busy. And doing something else that keeps your mind busy, your hands busy, whatever, will take it away from wanting and, needing that person, or feeling the need of, like, you can't be without that person. Because if you keep doing that, you get stuck there. Just like the eight of swords, you're going to get stuck there. And you're never going to see the other end of it. Your heart's going to forever break. It's not going to heal. Just allow it to happen the way it's supposed to happen, the way it's meant to happen. If it's meant to be, that person will come back. But in the meantime, don't hold yourself waiting specifically on them. You got to move on and do something else so you can heal your heart. And, to where you don't focus all your time on them. And maybe it will open the door to someone new coming in. Because I also feel like there's someone else out there in the wings that's waiting, that's looking for you, but it also has to be the right timing, too. And then for someone who I feel like it's one-sided, like the other cards I'm getting, it's a one-sided relationship to where you're the one that has these deep emotions for this person, but they don't feel it for you. Like that same song by Brandy, Have You Ever? That kind of goes with, my last, story I shared with my ex. And, I wish I had taken the time and taken a step back instead of feeling not rushed, but rushed isn't the right word, and not guilted either. Just that I would have taken a stand with him and myself to say, no, this isn't right. It's not right for you to have stronger feelings than I'm ready to give to you right now, to where it kind of made it one-sided. Like how you feel, it's one-sided. You have these deep feelings for this person, but their feelings aren't as deep for you if they have feelings, romantic feelings for you at all. Like it was my ex, he had those deep feelings for me, but at the start of it, I didn't have those deep feelings for him. So I wish that I had just put my grounds up and said no. And, instead of, not saying I couldn't have had a friendship with him until I was ready. I mean, sure, that could have happened. But in all actuality, if I had even done that, I think it still would have ended up the same way. Because I think he still would have gotten hurt in the end. To where him having those deep feelings for me when him wanting me to have them and I didn't. And I wasn't treating him as good, like I have those deep feelings as I should have had for him, as he was showing me. So for you, I just feel like you have to take a step back. If it's one-sided, if you have these deep feelings for this person, but they don't have any of those feelings for you, I know it's hard when you're in love, because you just, are just wishing. It's like, why don't you feel the same way about me? Why can't I get you to understand? Or what can I say or do to make them understand that I'm in love with them, or deeply in love with them, and I want to be with them, but why won't they pick me? Why won't they choose me? I think sometimes the universe has a way of protecting us from the people who aren't meant for us. Or at the minimum, that it's not the right time. So, I'm not saying that this person couldn't be the one for you. And maybe down the road they couldn't develop those strong feelings for you. But I think maybe right now they're just not ready. Maybe they were like me. They ended up just getting out of a relationship, and got their heart broken. And now they're just trying to focus on mending their own heart. Or maybe their attention and focus is elsewhere. It's like sometimes the universe has a way of bringing the people together who are meant to be together, if you believe in, soulmates or anything along those lines. But sometimes I think it happens at the wrong time too, where one's ready but the other one's not. But it's like, it's kind of almost like, hey, I'm here, but, we can't pursue anything right now, but maybe down the road we can, and that's on you whether to wait for that person or not. I would tell you to keep your options open. Okay, don't settle on just this one person. Look out there. Look at who else is there. Just kind of like the same thing like I said about the first time, what about the Five of Cups? It's the loss and regret, but ignoring the one cup that's still here, this one opportunity that you still have out there. And I think you need to go out there and look for it. Or not look for love, but focus on loving yourself and also looking at what else you can do to make yourself better. You know, what are those things that brings you love and passion that you can dive deep into, put all your time and energy into to making you grow and evolve. And when you do that and nurture yourself in that way, you shine brighter. You know, you have a different aura about you that people are more attracted to, that want to be around you. And I think if you do that, there'll be someone else out there that you'll find that may be better for you. You know, may be the one that, you know, you've been looking for all along. That it wasn't this other person who doesn't feel the same way about you and may not ever. You know, I'm not saying it can't happen. You know, things happen every day. But at the moment, at least, give yourself that time to mend your heart, realizing that they're not in love with you or don't have the same feelings or want the same, you know, relationship or commitment. And stop trying to focus on making them see, making them come to realization that, you know, you feel this way about them and hoping that one day they'll wake up and suddenly they feel the same way about you. You know, that can happen, but I think you're more than that. I think you're better than that. I think that you can do so much better by loving yourself and ignoring that one-sided relationship, because I still think even could be karmic, is what I'm getting. And so that would be my advice through those heartbreaks when I've been hurt, what I've had to do to mend my broken heart, or getting into that one-sided love relationship as I did. You know, I was wrong to do that, and I'll admit that I was wrong. I should not have done that. I should have, you know, been more, I should have been stronger in saying no, that I wasn't ready, instead of just allowing it to happen the way it did. Because maybe, just maybe, if I had stopped it, that when my heart had fully healed and I was ready to open up to someone, maybe, you know, we would have been together. Maybe we would have gotten married and had a family. You never know. I mean, by the time my heart did open, my feelings were that deep for him. That, yeah, I could have seen a future with him like that. So yeah, it hurt me. It truly, truly hurt me. But I learned a lot from it too. So I think this is what Spirit's wanted me to share with you today. But I also want to go through, you know, I just want to see what else Spirit has to say. Offer you some other advice, because, you know, the cards I pulled here is just to give me an idea of what Spirit is trying to get me to understand of why you know, they're putting these songs in my head and the connection to the songs with me and why it's there. So that's why I pull these cards, to kind of get an understanding of what's going on here. So sorry, my mouth got dry. So I want to pull a few cards just to see right here in front of you, you know, what the advice is. I might even pull another love card or two, because I got a few love oracle decks that once in a while I'll pull out. So, oh, and I did shuffle this a little bit before I turned on this camera. I mean, here's what's crazy. I got the Eight of Cups on the bottom of this deck too, which is walking away. You know, having disappointment and walking away. And so I think that it's time for you to walk away and let it go. Is what I'm getting from Spirit. But I want to see what other advice Spirit has. So, you know what? I might do this a different way. I'm going to go through and pull out a few of these other cards just to see what, well, bottom of this deck, karmic relationships, just like this. So, let me see. I just want to see first what other advice Spirit has. You know what? No, let me do this. I'm being told do it this way. Okay. Alright, Spirit, I got it. Alright. Spirit, show me what advice do you have for the ones out there who are going through a heartbreak right now? What advice? What do you want them to know? What's your advice for them, please? And thank you. Let's put this. Let's see. Alright, Spirit. Show me, please. What advice do you have? What is it that you need them to know? The collective out there is watching this video, or who will be watching it in the future. What's the advice? Please, thank you. Come on. Alright. Nostalgia. 6 of Cups. I think Spirit is wanting you to take whatever memories, the good memories you have from this relationship, whatever this relationship is, and move on, because, you know, those good memories will always be there with this person, you know, and no one can take that away from you. You can't take that time you have with this person, however way it has turned out, you know, between y'all. But just take away those memories. And for me, that's also saying, also move on, walk away. But I'm going to pull a couple more cards too. Spirit, I want you to clarify the 6 of Cups for me, please. Yeah, six of Wands. I think that in the end, if you walk away, you're going to find victory in this. And when you take time and focus on yourself, instead of, you know, putting all your time and energy into what was or what could have been, I think you're going to find, you're going to be celebrating. Maybe that person will come back if you walk away and just kind of like put some distance. But I feel like for someone, I feel like you're going to meet someone new that's going to be there for you, that's going to give you that same kind of love you're looking for. I'm going to pull a couple more cards. Spirit, show me. What else do you want the collective to know, please? What else do you want the collective to know, please, for the greater good? Advice do you have? Does not drop half the deck. Spirit, show me, please. What advice do you have for the collective? Please and thank you. No more cards are coming out. Spirit. Thank you. Yeah, there it is. Be the fool. Go on a new adventure. Go out there and explore the world. You know, just take that new path. Start over. New beginning. I think if you do that, you're going to find victory in this, that there will be someone new out there. Or you're going to find something new about yourself. Something that you didn't realize before. Or you're going to find a new hobby or a new passion that's going to bring you that happiness that you were looking for in this relationship. So the Fool is more of that new beginnings. So Spirit is telling you to move on. Take those memories and move on. There will be new beginnings, but I'll pull a couple other cards out of this other deck just to see what other messages that I might be missing here. And then if I need to clarify them, I guess I will. Alright, Spirit. Can you please show me what is it that the collective needs to hear from this? Any other messages that you have to help them heal or set them free or to move on? I love these smaller decks, but sometimes they're a pain in the butt too. I got small hands, so these big decks I have trouble with. Alright, Spirit. Any other messages, please, that you have for the collective? Please and thank you. Poker face. Taking a chance, risk, and options. Not showing your hand. I think what I get from this, Spirit is saying, have your poker face. So when it comes to this person, make them, feel like, you're doing fine, that you're not missing them, that your life is beautiful and you're healing and you're doing good. Put up your poker face. Don't let them know that you're still wondering or thinking about them or wishing that they'd come back or, want to have a relationship with you. I think, in all this of what I've said, like my personal experience and advice kind of goes along with this. Just walk away, be happy and content with yourself. And if they come calling, asking, make them seem like you're doing great, like you haven't been missing them, And, it's to some that might seem like a game, but like I said, it's for someone specific because of the, even though I feel like it could be karmic in for more than one person, it's this one-sided relationship where I'm talking more specifically. Put up your poker face, okay? Because it's a one-sided relationship, a one-sided love where you have all these feelings for them, but they don't feel the same way about you. So when they come calling, asking, well, how come you haven't reached out to me? Make them feel like, sorry, dude, or gal, sorry, lady, or dude, I'm over you. I'm moving on. I'm busy. I'm doing other things. I'm good. Don't make them think they still got you, or you're still like, in love with them more or less. So just pretend, make them think that life couldn't be better without them around. I think that's what Spirit is trying to say, that if you learn to put on your poker face and take the time to delve deeper in yourself, into, even making new friendships or going out with existing friends and family, just do all those things that keep you busy. I know it may seem like you don't want to go out there and do it because your heart's hurting and you just want to stay, isolated in your house, in your room, and cry and so on. I understand that, but sometimes too, you kind of gotta put on that poker face and go out there into the world again and do things, I'm not saying to go out there and look for love. That's not what I'm saying, but go out with your friends and family. Allow them to be part of what, helps move you forward and helps heal you. And it's like the saying is, fake it until you make it. So put on your poker face. You're going to be okay. I think that there's going to be more wonderful things coming in for you if you can do that. And I wish you the best. Like I said, I hate it when someone hurts. When their heart hurts, I hurt. I can't stand to see someone hurt. I'm a deep person, but is that because I'm a Pisces sun? Maybe. I don't know. I know a little bit about zodiacs, but not enough. But I've been told that's one of the reasons. But I'm a deep person overall. Like, my soul is deep, because when I love, I don't just love with my heart. I love with all of me, my mind, spirit, soul, and body. And I've given my all to people, and sometimes, yeah, I've gotten hurt by doing that. But was it worth it? Yeah, for me it was. Even though I may have gotten hurt in the end, when I have, given my all. Um, because at least I can say I gave my all. And if it didn't work, or even in like a family, or, a platonic relationship, a friendship, or a colleague, a coworker, yeah, it stings. But at least I know I gave my all to trying to have a good, solid, foundation for a relationship, whatever that type of relationship is for you. I went out of my way to show that I cared and I was there and so on. And they didn't appreciate it. Well, it's time to move on. And there's always that saying too that, people sometimes they're here for a season and sometimes they're here for life. So, and I think that for someone out there that this person's only here for a season, and for the other, I don't feel like they are gonna ever give their heart to you. Unfortunately, I wish I could say something different about that. But what I want you to know is to be positive, and knowing that there is someone out there that will give you their whole heart, their whole being, if you just take the time to walk away and explore, go out there, go out and meet new people, spend time with friends and family, and that time will come. You'll meet them. It's that pain. I know it feels like it's not gonna ever go away, and like you can't live without them. You will get there. And I know it may not feel that way right now, but you will get there. Just be easy on yourself, and allow the people closest to you to be there and support you and love you, and even be there to try and cheer you up. Maybe you can just tell them, maybe you just need to go out there and yell and scream. you know I know. I'll tell you something I've had to do real quick, and then I'll end it. Like, when I'm angry, when I'm hurt or I'm angry, I have to find something to, get my anger out, because if not, it festers and it builds. And then before you know it, it's like an explosion, and then it gets taken out on the wrong person. And I don't like doing that. So I've always gone out to the bowling alley and thrown bowling balls down the lane as hard as I could throw them, just to get my anger out. And I always feel better after I'm done. Because I dealt with my anger. I got it out of me. It's out of my system, okay? I feel better, and I can move on, and so I won't take that anger out on others who the anger is not towards or for, and I'm not saying it always works for me, but at least my anger is not as heavy or as thick. as it would be if I didn't go down to the bowling alley and do that. So sometimes you may just have to find something where you can take your anger out. I don't know if you can bowl. That's an option, but there's many other things out there you can do too to try and deal with your anger. Meditation helps, but I understand it's hard to get yourself calm, to ground yourself, to meditate. Sometimes, we have to yell and scream to get it out. Or even some people, they'll even like take a pillow and hit their pillow just to get that frustration, that agitation, anger out, and they feel better. So there's a number of ways you can go about it, but that would be one of those ways that even if you're just angry and you need someone just to hear you and listen for you to vent to, rely on your friends and family for that. The ones that you know will be there. And, time will come, time will heal. I know you're stronger than you realize. You may not know that yet, but I know you are. And in time, you will know that too. And you will come out this beautiful butterfly that's going to just spread all this love and beauty into the world once you get through that healing process and through that heartache. But take the time. Don't rush it. And please just try not to focus on the person that's caused that heartbreak. Like, focus on trying to convince them to come back to you or to give, you a chance if it's one-sided. Don't do that. You got so much worth and so much more value in you that the world needs to see, and someone else will appreciate it and love you the way you want and deserve to be loved. And the same way you love, they will give that same kind of love in return. So, my beautiful people, I hope this helps someone out there who I'm picking up, whoever it is, and whoever spirit was telling me to make this video for. I hope this helps. I hope this has provided some kind of guidance and clarity for you, and I'm wishing you healing, positive energy and vibes, and I wish you nothing but the best, nothing but best happiness, love, joy, peace, good health, prosperity, all the great things in life that we all want and are deserving of, including you. You are deserving too. And don't forget that, beautiful people. To all my ladies and gentlemen, until next time, be good.